Yeah, hi gang, Rod again. Haven't done a video for a while. Trying to keep a little bit busy while my van has been off the road for a total of 9 weeks. 1 month getting a carby from New South Wales, which is ultimately probably just Chinese rubbish. And then waiting to get it into the shop, then longer at the shop than expected. So in between then, as we have our daily walk, as we do to justify a few beers on the weekend, sometimes see handy things, believe it or not, in big rubbish skip bins, building bins, so forth. So this guy here, I've done a few of these. This is another Ford Classifier, although this one's different because the top plate is punch plate and I've run it the whole length. Normally I do it up on an angle and then I have a levelling off platform where you get rid of all the rocks. This time I've done it a bit different. So I actually got the sluice material, which is a little bit thinner than what you might buy on eBay. But then again, you know, when you get it for free, you get over that. And give us a look. And this little clamp is over here. That's a section of channel that I've just found once again. That was actually on the footpath, and it's been modified for this. So what we have is we have the punch plate. This guy here is about 7.5 inches wide. It's a bit of an odd size. We have a handle, and at the rear, to keep everything kind of in place, we have a bolt, of which I should have undone before I did this. I've got a spare bolt there. And we have miners moss, and under the miners moss we've got some black matting. But what I'll do is, hopefully it'll only take, I won't even need to do that. Yeah, so I can lift up the punch plate here. The miners moss is quite good. It's loosely woven, which I've bought it off eBay before and it's been too tight. So what I'm just undoing this while we talk. And yeah, I just want to lift it up and show you the rib matting that came with the miners moss. So that was $81 for the rib matting and the miners moss. The punch plate is held in place by little right angles here. Get about 5 of them, I think 10 of them even, for about $5 at Bunnings. This guy here, as I said, was found. Just your average nuts and bolts hanging around. Although I have ordered a couple of them for wing nuts from AliExpress. So the total cost of this guy was, let's see, $81 for what is the miners moss that comes with the rib matting underneath. And I'll put a link into it. It's nothing in it for me, but it's some guy on eBay, and for 81 bucks it seemed like a reasonably good deal. So $81, then we'll whack in another 5 for the little white angle brackets that run all the way along it, and that's what this guy sits on. Then $5 for the handle. So literally a Ford Classifying Sluice of good proportions. It's 3 foot plus length, 7.5 inches wide, for what was that, $91. But good news is, because the matting was actually 1200mm long, I had 400mm left over, so I've made, and the cool thing is, when I found this length of material over there, yeah, there was this left over. So I've actually been able to make 2 sluices for $81. And see, this has got the mat, as with the other guy over there, and it's got the nice thick, loosely woven PVC miners moss. And as with this channel here, we've made another mounting bracket here. I haven't screwed it in yet. And it also occurred to me, this is off the bottom of the door where they attach the little rubber in that. It occurred to me I might include, I'll lift this up, and if you wanted to just run it for small material with this lower angled bracket and less to go over, you could do it that. So I'm going to make it interchangeable. So this little guy here, and I'll probably sell him on not eBay, on Facebook for 40 bucks, I guess. I think it's worth 40 bucks. And while I've got the camera out, we always have the problem of trying to carry shovel, bait pump and also in this instance a small rake, which I've cut the edges off to make it a little bit thinner. And what I was doing with some of my sluices, I was putting all this in here, and then I'd wrap a strap around it, then I'd carry it like a suitcase, and it'd have all the shovel and the bait pump all in here as I travelled along. But because this guy here doesn't really allow for that, because it all comes up so much, what I've done is I found an old tent bag, and it's kind of pretty handy for the purpose. So the old tent bag came with a handle here, but it was pretty piss weak, so I've attached another handle. I've sewn it on here to reinforce it, done a bit of underneath as well. I've come under it and back around here, and I've even stapled it in places. And there you go, folks. That's how we're going to walk along with our shovel, rake and bait pump. And in the other hand we'll have that, and you probably hold a bucket while you've got that handle there, or just put the bucket in a backpack. So there you go. So that's actually not a fortune for some pretty handy stuff. And these guys here, looks like I need to do these up tighter. I added a couple of straps, but I've just discovered they may not be done up tight enough, but that's okay. It's still a good deal, and look at that, it's movement, so we'll fix that. That's easy done, but the handle makes it perfect, and I'm really happy with this. The last one I made was shorter, it was 6 inches, and there wasn't enough of it, and it had the angle and the plate to get rid of any of the overburden that you put through there, and then it would go through there as a Ford classifier does. This one just runs the whole length. Oh, and the other one I had was probably, I think it was close to 10-12 inches, and it was a bit of a mess around to do the cleanup. And once again, that had the angle, then a plate, and that you would clean stuff off. This one is just all the way along, and if I'd been smart and undone this little bolt here, I would have shown you that I could just lift it up and basically get rid of all the gear, although I can do it there. And you could just literally use it, just a little like those little kitchen broom and shovel, broom and handle kind of brushes, that's the word I'm looking for, yeah, little broom handle brush thing, and you could literally just sweep off the material if that's what you're worried about. Or you could undo that corner bit there and lift it up and just tilt it, give it a bit of a tap, and you'll get rid of the material. So there you go, gang, and my van is back on the road. I've got to drive it for a week or two most likely, just to get confidence in it again to take it up bush. There is a get-together this weekend, but I'm not confident enough in the car. Although having said that, where I live, the people in the house, one of them has freaking shingles, and I've never had chicken pox before. I've just discovered after going to the doctor, so I've got to stay out here. So to get away would not be such a bad idea, but we'll see how we go. As I said, I'd kind of like to be a bit more confident in the car before going up bush and having it break down again. But don't know, tough choices. Anyways, there's a bit of an update on some material. Like I said, this little guy, by the time I sell that for 40, even 30, if I sell it for 30, that'll mean this is a $61 sluice, and a Ford classifying sluice, and a pretty half decent one with the miner's moss and the rib matting underneath. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I found the punch plate and I found the sluice box. So, you know, kind of pays a, it's good to pay a bit of attention while you're having the daily walk and or the weekend walk, just to justify your beers that you have on the weekend. You can come home with projects, so it's always good to keep the mind going. And I really am quite pleased with this little tent bag getting used as a kind of suitcase holder kind of thing. Yeah, it makes your job a lot easier if you can carry 3 things without them all wobbling and moving as you walk along. Just strap them up and off you go. And that guy there, similar deal. Once again, suitcase theory. Pretty cool. Anyway, happy prospecting. See ya.